I'm struggling to get up over that back pile, and old Ernest reached down and grabbed me, and he laughed. He pulled me up over the bank to get to the top of that back pile, and he said, "Hey, young fella," he says, "you'll eat your beans and Johnny cake tonight, won't you?" So that was my first day on the drive in 1966. And I ended up working there for 10 years until the drive stopped in 1976.
As we were going down the Allagash, we got to stop at a few different places to see some of the old machinery that's kind of preserved to some extent. It's out there in the woods, and you can take some hiking trails to see it. You can see these ancient machines, these machines that predated tanks.
This is a Lombard log hauler. So this is one of the early ones. It's a steam-powered tracked vehicle. And these were the first tracked vehicles ever made. They were the predecessor of like Caterpillar bulldozers or tanks, anything that has a metal track system on it.
So there are designated camping spots along the river, and we'd pull in. You've got a picnic table set up, and you've got this wood post to hang your tarps in case it rains. But they haven't done much more than that to these spots. So you've got some stones and a little fire grate, and you build your fire, and that's where you cook your food.
The kids participated in putting together the tent and getting ready for dinner, and even wanted to chop vegetables before we were cooking.
Kevin brought out these huge fillets of salmon, which we threw onto these cast iron skillets. And it was really, you know, old school camp style dinners. It was very traditional. It was really a fun way to eat because it's not something that you normally get.
You can't look.
How does it work when you play war?
You can't look at your cards.
And who wins?
The person with all the cards at the end of the game.
We are at Allagash Falls on the Allagash River, and we're about to embark on a significant portage with maybe 1,000 pounds of gear to carry down the trail. Carrying a really heavy box, and I'm using this thing called the tump line so I can carry it on my head like a professional Maine woods Sherpa. I almost dropped it a second ago, so I'm actually double checking it.
It was a lot of work. You're carrying all your gear down the path, then you're carrying the canoes. It wasn't an easy job to portage, but it didn't take long. Everybody worked really hard and got it down to the bottom, and then Luke and the kids and I hiked back up the little side trail to the waterfall, and it was beautiful.
Maine was a great family destination, in part because of the variety of experiences that are available here. If you want to go steep creek, crazy whitewater kayaking, you can do that here. If you want to do just a quiet float on a river like this, you can do that here as well. And there's the full spectrum of experience. And so if you want to bring your family up here and you start off and you do a 1 or a 2 day trip, it might just be camping on the edge of a lake. It's a great introductory experience, but then once you've had that introductory experience, you can take it as far as you want.
This trip has been amazing. This was the girls' first time out in the backcountry. They could participate as much as they wanted, so they would paddle when they wanted. They would read a book if they wanted. They would just look around and check out the bald eagles flying overhead.
Now that we've been up here for 3 or 4 days and paddled the Allagash River, I can now finally go home and tell my brother, I've done it. I've seen the same river you've talked about for 10 years, and it's a pretty amazing place.